You would see that Gamaliel steps forward and suggests that the council shouldn't kill the apostles. They shouldn't worry about these guys. You know, these other guys have come. They've said things that were heretical. We've killed them, and their followers have just, you know, fallen apart without those leaders being present. And so he says about these apostles, they could simply be a flash in the pan. Or, on the other hand, they could be sent by God. And if they are sent by God, then anything the authorities do can't hold them back. And so the authorities let the disciples go and tell them not to preach, but of course they continue to do so, maybe in just a little bit of a less confrontational way. Sometimes they preach at people's homes, but then they also continue to preach in the temple, and they declare themselves worthy to suffer for the sake of Christ. So how does this example of preaching make us feel? When I first read this passage and read some things about it, one of the writers suggested we think about another hymn, you know, stand up for Jesus. And are we called to stand up for Jesus and to preach the good news? Have we ever been in a position where we had to stand up for it? Another thing it made me think about is a country song that says, you've got to stand for something or you'll fall for anything. You know? But what is the line? Where is the line as to what we stand for and what we have to stand for? Sometimes it seems like in the realm of human relations, if we get too fixated on our way being right and that we're going to stand for our way, sometimes it makes us get in trouble and it makes us fight with each other. North Decatur, the church that Jane and I attend, has adopted as a core value that all people are welcome, and that we have unrelenting love for all, no matter what. Every week the children say, thank you for loving us no matter what. Help us to love others no matter what. So how does that work? And how do we show that kind of love vis-a-vis this call to stand up for Jesus? So another writer brought up the question, what kinds of authority do Christians claim today? And if we don't agree on everything, how do we know what is the core, what is the right thing that we have to agree on? So what I've come around to in concluding this is that sometimes there are lots of truths, and the way that the Holy Spirit interacts with us helps us know which pieces of it are most important to bring forward. And the Holy Spirit, just as it interacted with the apostles and called them to preach in that place and time, it calls us to behave and to do things in our own time. And so just to conclude, there's a passage from the end of Acts, which I think kind of reinforces this, which is from Acts 28. And it says, go to the people and say, you will hear to be sure, but never understand. And you will certainly see, but never recognize what you're seeing. The people's senses have become calloused, and they've become hard of hearing. And they've shut their eyes so they won't see with their eyes, or hear with their ears, or understand with their minds. And they have to change their hearts and lives that I may heal them. So the Spirit of God is with us, just as it was with us in the time of the apostles. We sometimes shut our senses to the Spirit's presence, but even in that moment, God is still with us. God never abandons us, even if we willfully turn away. And so that is a little bit of things about the Acts of the Apostles that I want us to remember and hold forth with as we go forward today. So thanks a lot. So we'll close with a prayer.